My GP, PocketGP. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, PocketGP. All right. So,
Look at my GP.
PocketGP. What we want to be able to do is take your own health into your own hands in our story. Where this idea came from and what happened was the basics was I was diagnosed with a chronic disease, which is an inflammatory bowel disease. I had two options. One, I go to my GP, talk to him, and ask for some sort of pharmaceutical option. And that's exactly what happened. He gave me an option that was going to have negative connotations with my health. So I basically went and saw him. He said, okay, Cale, you have this disease and this is the drug you can take. I thought, well, do I really want to do that? Because the outcome of that would be weight gain, possible lethargy, but I'd have less pain in my stomach. What I wanted to look at was the ability of actually saying, no, I want to actually have another option, and how can I get that? So what I did was a lot of research, a lot of time, and compiled it and put it together. Finally found a holistic option that suited me and actually gave me a better health choice. So what we've done is we've designed an application here. What PocketGP is taking your symptoms on your phone, taking in, getting a diagnosis and an outcome, and then what's followed is the actual pharmaceutical outcome. So what you will get from your diagnosis, the doctor's going to give you, and then also actually a holistic outcome, a natural alternative. And what the option does here is it gives you both the medical background behind the pharmaceutical stuff, but also with that you get the actual holistic option and the science behind it as well. What we found out, and what we went out on the weekend, is we went to the farmers market, we got a hold of 40 people, and this was our starting crowd validation. We wanted to see if we can hit the general public up. What we found is obviously here, did you get enough information from your normal GP visit? And we found that no, 42% of people didn't actually have enough information and probably like to close that gap between patient and GP. What we also found out too was actually people used alternative sources than actually visiting their GP. So often people would look up and they'd say, I was sick, and what I wanted to look for was I'd use the internet as a main diagnosis tool, or looking at other books, or actually even talking to other people. So with this information, what we got was some quotes supporting PocketGP and the way we can go about it. Often people were saying we can't get everything from our GP, we want more information also on a healthy option, we want to know more holistic options, but the thing was they wanted it easy and handy access. That's where the mobile application came from. Another validation point for us was our Facebook page. This was put up yesterday at 4 p.m. and as of this morning at 11 o'clock we had 119 likes. This obviously showed piked interest in people, and what they actually wanted to see was this alternative, and actually what we're offering is very important to them. In such a broad scope and such an application, what we wanted to do is actually hit a niche market first, find people who are very interested in this sort of alternative, and find out how we could actually give it to them. So, people like fringe diet users who often fall into a category of paleo diet community, and other people who are willing to change their diet to actually get a more holistic style, want to use more raw organic materials in their lifestyle and how they can actually improve it. Our application is doing just that, giving them one, obviously the pharmaceutical option and the science behind it. But obviously the secondary one is actually having the holistic health options. How we found out was we posted on the forums, and we found out that 84 people out of the 101 replied positively to what our actually application did and how they could use it, where we want to target this market and how we're going to get it. Basically, our advertising is going to be hitting on these places first, on these forums, and how we're going to do it is having ads that show what our application is and a free trial for how to do it. Our revenue funding is going to come from, obviously here, a membership basis. So people who sign up to our application, they're going to sign up for a relatively $1.99 for something that can give them the ability to have those holistic options, but also the medical options and the science that's around it. The other thing is we're looking at the point of resale as well. Once you come onto our site, you get those options and you have a pharmaceutical option, you have your holistic option, you can choose click buy now and have those options obviously here as a resale point for us. So we get it from wholesalers, we sell that on. Sponsorship and advertising is going to be the next point as well. Pharmaceutical people will basically be wanting to advertise on our site. What we want to do is obviously funnel that into a point where we actually have what we want is their advertising for us and paying actually to look at the sponsor on our site. What we have here is our cumulative net cash flow. Obviously here in the first 2 years, it's going to take a long time to create such a huge database, and it's going to require a lot of money. What we need here is obviously some sort of sponsorship, but at the point we have, obviously at the 2 year point, we're actually hitting a break-even point, and from there, it's only rising onwards and upwards. What we found on the weekends, we got some sponsorship and validation. An owner of the Melrose Street Pharmacy in Melbourne gave us a partnership ideal and offer for 50%. And what we have here is a team that we can believe that can put it all together. Marketing, an accountant, a doctor, and 2 developers. Thank you for your time.